Good morning to all out there in internet land. Today we are back with another one of Nathan Bell's riveting commentary videos. Nate hasn't even had his coffee this morning, but he's going to get straight stuck into it. He wants to talk to you guys about his response to different scientists' response to what's called simulation theory.
Yeah. Well, I've been very interested in simulated universe theory for a number of years. I come across the idea about 7 or 8 years ago. I spoke about simulated universe theory in my video, Was the Universe Created? But I'm going to cover it again with a bit of response to what some scientists have said. Now, the interesting thing about simulation theory is it shows us that even within the realms of hard science, there is room for a creator. Simulated universe theory is about the only scientific theory which considers that there could be a creator being, and acknowledges the very small chance that the universe might have actually been created by an intelligent designer. So I was watching some videos this morning. Neil Degrasse Tysons explained simulation very, very well in one of his Star Talk videos. He explained that it's like The Sims, or it's like Age of Empires. You know that game, The Sims, where you have the digital reality, the digital house, the digital community. It's like Sim City, and all the little automated AI beings live within the digital city. So the idea is that we have the potential within our technology to simulate realities. We can create artificial worlds, and we can populate those artificial worlds with artificial intelligence. So if we can create artificial worlds with artificial intelligence living within them, then it's possible that we are the result of the same process. And Neil Degrasse Tyson actually said he basically said that sometimes he finds the arguments that we live in a simulation quite convincing, and that someone will have to convince him that we don't live in a simulation. And he also went on to say, technically we could live in a simulation within a simulation within a simulation, because once a species' technology gets good enough to simulate realities, they can simulate a reality, then the AI creatures living within that reality can evolve to a point where they can simulate realities, then they simulate another reality within their computers, and so on and so forth, and the process continues. So it's interesting to see a man like Neil Degrasse Tyson, who has openly said many times that he doesn't believe in a creator, throw around this idea of simulated universe theory, which includes a creator. Now, another video I watched about simulated universe theory was Michio Kaku, one of my favourite physicists, and Michio Kaku dismissed simulated universe theory because he said it's impossible to develop a computer that would have the computing power to simulate reality with matter. So Michio Kaku dismisses simulated universe theory, saying it's not possible that it's not possible to achieve the level of computing power necessary to simulate a universe that has quantum properties of quantum theory, and that has matter. So he dismisses it. And the other person that I watched talking about simulated universe theory was Elon Musk. Now, it seems Elon Musk is open-minded to simulated universe theory, and he talked about the higher intelligent beings that may simulate the universe. And the interesting thing about simulated universe theory is it's very different to like the Christian God or other gods. And Elon Musk said, he was asked, so someone said to Elon Musk, it was actually Lex Fridman. It was on Lex Fridman's podcast, and Lex Fridman said, so it does seem like there is some sort of grand plan playing out. And Elon Musk said, no, in the simulation there probably isn't a grand plan. The idea of simulations is to see what would happen. So simulation theory doesn't line up with Christian ideas of like God protecting you and fate, because in simulation theory, the gods who created the simulation aren't divining the course of history. They aren't deciding what will happen. They aren't setting a destiny in place and protecting people and they haven't planned the universe out from start to finish. They're running the simulation to see what would happen, and they're not protective. These higher beings that have created this simulation, this artificial reality that we live in, they're not protecting us and they're not watching over us, and they don't necessarily want things to work out well. They just want to see what would happen. So yeah, I'm very interested in simulation theory as the only scientific theory that considers a creator being, and I'm staying in touch with the many different scientists who are contemplating simulation theory. But it's interesting to note that simulation theory isn't some imaginary silly scenario. It's actually a credible scientific theory taken seriously by a number of leading scientists. So, you know, there could be a creator being. It's not entirely impossible because, as I said, we can be creator beings. All we have to do, as I said in my video, was the universe created? All we have to do is create an artificial reality and populate that artificial reality with artificial intelligence, and we could program the artificial reality with the artificial intelligence in a way that the artificial beings living in the artificial reality don't know that they live in an artificial reality, so they would be oblivious to the fact that they were in a simulation, and they would themselves be asking the question, is there a God? Was this reality created? And they wouldn't necessarily know. We could also program them to know about their creators. You see, it's a more complicated theory than how Christians look at the creation of the universe, because there's a programmer, and the programmer could program the AI within the artificial reality to either know that it was created by a creator or to be oblivious to the fact that it was created by a creator. So the idea is that we were created as a computer program, and we were programmed intentionally not to know that we were created and to be oblivious to it. So yeah, that's why we can say in science, it's, you know, I believe it's most likely the case that the universe was not created and there is not a God, because, you know, if there's a God and a creator, well, who created the creator? Who created the simulation? You know, and it just goes on and on and on. And at some point, the being that created the simulation has to have emerged, as Richard Dawkins said, by some explicable means. So perhaps there's another universe outside our universe where these created beings live. But then who created that universe? You know, it has to start somewhere with some explicable way that these beings emerged. They didn't just appear and materialize out of nowhere. So I think it's probably improbable that the universe is a simulation, because it just seems like an excuse to believe in a creator being. However, science, this simulated universe theory shows you that there is that small possibility that there is a creator, that there is a God being who is the simulator, who is running the simulation that we live in. And this is different to the Matrix, where it's a bunch of robots on the Earth who captured humanity and then wired them into the Matrix and gave them a simulated reality to live in. In simulation theory, it's the whole universe is a simulation, and there are these external beings that live outside of the universe in another realm. So yeah, keep in mind, you know, I'm dismissive of the idea of God as well, and I think it's improbable that the universe was created by a higher intelligence, but there is room in science for a creator being. There is that slim chance that the universe might be the result of intelligent design. It does exist. So drop a comment in the comment section about what you think about what some of our leading scientists have said about simulated universe theory, and let me know what you think, guys.